No matter where you are or who you are, music connects us all. We started with a dream, but now we are paving the future. Welcome to the Sound Expressiva Global Competition. Fully virtual, yet bringing musicians closer together than ever before, now on a global scale. True live, inclusivity, diversity, connection, community, an extraordinary array of judges. Get noticed by companies all over the world. Prizes, scholarships, performance opportunities. Apply to be a part of the most exciting congregation of artists like nothing you've ever seen before. We guarantee quality and leave no musician behind. We can't wait to hear you on the virtual stage.
What I really want to encourage is, just as I would with a house concert, as a group music house concert, where a musician might say, well, what should I play? You know, and I say, well, play what you really resonate with. Play what helps you tell a story. Play something that makes you feel connected to maybe how just that feeling of familiarity that from when you were even a child, and maybe your instrument, you know, you just felt like, this is me. This is something that feels like me. You know, what pieces, whether they're pieces that you could, maybe even pieces you've composed, but that allow you to create a sense of continuity between the deepest connection you have to your art and being able to share that in a way that, you feel like really embodies just your love of your craft and your gratitude for it. And if you share that, then I'll probably be inspired.
So my advice, if I can start with judges and teachers, and I know that the people involved in this competition will already be completely on board with this, is to create a safe space in which performers and contestants can feel able to show their true selves and their true potential and artistry. And my advice to contestants is to just enjoy it, be excited, be carried away in it, and feel safe to give everything that you have to offer.
What I would say to contestants is that I know competitions seem to be a platform for, in effect, showing off. But don't think about impressing. Think about revealing yourself. Don't think about the competition as the end of a learning process. The competition in itself is a learning process. And if you have an engagement with your art and you have the humility to understand that every performance is a learning process, and you have the ability to reveal yourself as an active, engaging, learning artist, even in the process of performing, then I think that's the kind of thing that will really strike a chord with the judges.
I just want to say that this period is not an easy one. It's a challenging one, but it's also offering a lot of opportunities. So I think we should embrace it, and we should not be afraid to stand still sometimes, or maybe we think that we stand still. But instead, we will have a lot of more time and dedication for the other things that we were not thinking of when we were still in, let's say, 2 years ago. So it's an opportunity. You should never let yourself leading by fear, and you should always remember that your trust is much bigger in whatever you do. So I would encourage you to use also that trust in what you are and what you believe in as a musician, to be authentic and express your musicality, the person you are online, and don't be afraid that people will have an opinion about it, or that's not the goal. The goal is that you have confidence that whatever you present online is the best that you do at that moment, and that the people that watch you, they embrace you, they have confidence, and they really can help you to bring you to a different or a next level.
I have to confess something. I myself had an occasion to participate to a competition. It was very, very long ago, and internet didn't even exist. It was a competition for guitar, nothing special. And I didn't make it to get to the final. I didn't even make it to get to the semi-final. But I was very excited to participate. And the proof is that I still remember it. I found it a very big experience. And I noticed that also the audience was not so many people watching, but there were some, and the audience was also pretty much excited about this because will he make it or not? This was the question, at least about me. And of course, in the competition there were a lot of very talented musicians. So to the musicians, to the potential participants, I would say, don't hesitate. Throw yourself in, give it a try. It will be interesting. No matter how it goes, it would be very interesting. You will get an experience out of it. You will make yourself more rich as a musician, as a person. You will be able to communicate to a lot of people. And for sure, however it goes, you will be appreciated.
It's definitely a new, uncharted time. And that there are definitely challenges, but there are also opportunities. And one of the things that I feel most moved about is that people are letting themselves be flawed but human, and the sense of community, I think, is really important these days. And we just try. We all need a reason to get out of bed in the morning. When we don't have that live performance, it becomes harder to discipline yourself and to kind of practice for some strange nebulous thing that may or may not happen. I know, to me, as a composer, I had a lot of commissions that are postponed, and it's very difficult to sit in the chair and to do the kind of self-examination that you need to do to improve or to create a piece of music or to prepare for a performance. But having something to look forward to and knowing that the people on the other end of it want to hear that, it's not just, you're just not sending it out into the void. This is valuable. This is a chance to have a reason to play scales and tune the instrument in the morning and get out of bed and fight fearlessly forward into an uncertain future. There are people on the other end of that and who want to hear what it is you have to say. And so play those scales, practice that repertoire, be bold, be daring, and be human.
For the listeners, once again, I would say it's really something that every music lover should watch, this kind of competition, because you can see participants, players play. You can even see judges judge. It's completely transparent, and it gets very, very tensive when it goes to the final rounds. It gets pretty tensive, also pretty intriguing. And if you watch such a thing, you will certainly be involved.
So
No matter where you are or who you are, music connects us all. We started with a dream, but now we are paving the future. Welcome to the Sound Espressiva Global Competition. Fully virtual, yet bringing musicians closer together than ever before, now on a global scale. True live, inclusivity, diversity, connection, community, an extraordinary array of judges. Get noticed by companies all over the world. Prizes, scholarships, performance opportunities. Apply to be a part of the most exciting congregation of artists like nothing you've ever seen before. We guarantee quality and leave no musician behind. We can't wait to hear you on the virtual stage.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Margaret,
Anna,
hello
you made
again.
it. You made it.
And you made it too. Oh my, what a day.
It's been extraordinary. My goodness, what a day. It has been absolutely tremendous.
In every respect, phenomenal
And it's not over
performance.
yet. It's not over yet.
No, we're still for here for one more session, and the performances were extraordinary, and we had so much rich music and so much variety of the performances in the sessions, which I was just leading by myself with the young group 10 and under.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to join you because they've been just wonderful. Seeing that freshness and that excitement and that talent as well. Oh,
yeah,
terrific.
and your session, which I was only able to see one part of it.
It was, yes, yeah. And it concluded with the most tremendous performance of Chopin, just wonderful. So, but every contestant we had, it's just been like, it's just like gems on a necklace. It's just like one after another, beautiful.
I have no envy for the judges. At this time, I have to say that 2 panels of judges deliberated for over an hour in the course of the 3 days, and before they were able to come to an agreement about who will be chosen for to advance to the finals. And I'm not surprised. Because, like Margaret said, it's one gem after another, and coming from completely different parts of the world. That's mind-blowing.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves because we may have been doing this since 12 o'clock your time, 5 o'clock my time. But for our new listeners, we should introduce ourselves. My name's Margaret Pinder. I'm broadcasting to you from Yorkshire in the north of England in the United Kingdom, and I'm very pleased to be working here on this fabulous project with my wonderful colleague Anna Uskenskaya. Anna, you introduce yourself.
And I'm
I
Anna
can't even
Uskenskaya.
say your name anymore. I'm so tired.
We were talking for 9 hours on Friday, 9 hours on Saturday, and we're on the 9th hour today. But nonetheless, the enjoyment and the vibe is so powerful. So I'm a pianist, and I'm co-hosting this program today to hello to everyone who had been watching us, and welcome to those who are tuning in for the first time. Sound Espressiva competition is a new generation of classical music contest which offers performers an opportunity to step on a virtual stage and broadcast with us from their own location anywhere in the world.
Yes, and our panel of judges for every element of the competition is drawn from top performing artists and music educators from around the globe. And the Sound Espressivo competition offers an unprecedented array of awards for musicians, and our finalists will have a selection of some truly extraordinary prizes to help them progress in their careers.
And this is the second stage of the competition. Before contestants got here, they had to go through a rigorous selection process in the preliminary auditions. And that was already a big challenge because we were connecting live performers from their own locations, and we had contestants joining us from Arab Emirates and South Korea and Australia and every country in Europe and the United States, Canada. Did I forget any continent? From Russia?
Yeah, it's been truly global. The one continent we don't have, and I think that I want to see that in a future competition. I want to see us get contestants from Africa.
Yes, absolutely.
I really want to see that going forward. I think that would be absolutely tremendous if we could do that. So that's our big challenge, is to engage.
We will make every effort to reach that continent.
I think Antarctica might be a bit of a challenge, but I doubt we'll get anybody from there. But every continent otherwise.
Absolutely. And with this, we will introduce the judges for this session. We have 4 incredible musicians with us. Let me introduce on our virtual stage, Galina Ivannikova. Welcome, Galina. It's a great pleasure.
Galina. A great
Thank
pleasure
you. Very
to see
nice
you
to see you
again.
again.
Absolutely wonderful.
Galina has judged with us before already, and so you're a veteran of our competition.
Yes, in fact, every one of the 4 judges this evening has been in the competition before, judging before. So, and next we have a wonderful violinist, Kelly Hall Tompkins.
Good evening. Hello.
Kelly.
Nice to see you again.
Great to see you.
Yeah, nice to be back. Yeah, we were together last night, and it's nice to be back. Looking forward.
Thank you.
Tremendous, thank you.
And the next judge, I'd like to introduce Elizabeth Mann. Welcome, Elizabeth. How is the storm?
Yes.
The storm in the Northeast has come and gone, and wonderfully, I am back with power and internet and in the 21st century again. So I'm ready to go, and I'm here with all good internet. So I've got lots of energy, and I'm excited to hear everybody tonight.
Oh, wonderful.
It was very exciting. It was very exciting, though. It's like, have we got Liz? Have we not got Liz? Is she still there? Has she been blown away? No, it was...
And then
right, I was like hanging off a tree with my cell phone saying, okay, I think I hear the Chopin.
Almost when the picture came in and it was dark in the space where you were, and we were concerned that
I had no lights.
You had the
Candle lights
storm
and
around.
everything.
Yeah,
It's very atmospheric.
That's right. But the music will survive, right? No matter what, we will come together.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And our final judge is Peter Askham, who, as again...
Hi, Peter. Great to have you back.
Hi, Peter. Lovely to have you back.
It's great to see you.
Yes, our final session last night was all ladies, so I'm glad you're there, Peter, actually, so we don't get... It's not too much of a coven. Completed storm. It's like
Thanks for inviting me anyway.
It was like the first scene of Macbeth last night with all these women and a tremendous storm.
Yeah, we had a storm in the candlelight. And I would like to say that all judges in our panel, on all of the panels, and this panel as well, also participated in our special programs, which we did 25 of them, each portraying in depth and have conversations with the judges and with the music managers and the companies which are sponsoring the prizes and supporting musicians in their endeavors, in their education, and in their careers. So we had those 25 programs which are very rich in content, in-depth conversations, solutions to the problems, different ways of honing the attitude and approach to both study and career, and many aspects. I don't even know how to pack it in a one long sentence, Margaret. But we had one after another. So I would like to encourage our viewers to please check it out.
It's a really valuable archive of just the accumulated expertise and wisdom from so many tremendous performers, and there's just some terrific thoughts in there. So it's well worth a visit for to see what's being said there, whether you're just interested in music or whether you are a performer yourself.
Absolutely, and there were lots of topics there which are broader than just specifically for musicians how to play an instrument. The guests broadened up their answers and brought up a lot of very important other aspects of approaching life in general, and how certain ways can help and certain ways can really become an obstacle towards success and being active and creative. This is really a wonderful wealth of content. Please check out the Virtual Concert Hall's channels for that, or you can check out those programs on the Sound Espressiva website. And Margaret, are we ready to?
We are, because
inviting
now
musicians.
We're in the age group 11 to 14 now, and so we're going to invite our first contestant. Keira Cheng, pianist. Welcome to Sound Espressivo. We're very much looking forward to hear you starting this section of the semi-final competition for us.
Welcome, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
so much for starting this session with such an upbeat mood and piece. Now to the judges.
Hi, Keira. Very nice to see you today playing. And I want to have, like, I tell you a little comments. And then I'd love to hear more sound, more dynamics, and less pedal because it's too much, and more contrasting because you play a little similar, like part by part. It's very similar. I want more to have this more contrasts. And don't panic. You grab a few extra notes, and because maybe you're nervous. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I usually play a little bit slower.
Yeah, because tempo was too fast for today. And you know that I want to tell you a secret. It's not because you're nervous. It's because you have too much energy. And this reason you change tempo, and the reason you grab a few extra notes, then think about it. Then every time you're playing, you think that I have a lot of energy. I can play. It's not nervous at all. I have energy to play beautifully. Well, congratulations for your semifinals, and I hope you have a great career. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Keira. It's a beautiful performance. I love that you are sculpting out some characters in the piece. And I also love that you have an attention to the bass line, aka the left hand, which I think the bass line controls the harmony in so much music, pretty much all music. I'm a violinist, but I still know that so much comes from the bottom. But I think your left hand is a little heavy, and it's a little too much pedal, as my colleague mentioned, and it's a little, I think it's a little overwhelming to the right hand. So if you can think a little bit more about sculpting your sound in addition to the characters, and just keep going with your music making. You have some wonderful things happening, and just keep going and develop further. And congratulations on your performance. I think we saw a performance from that room last night, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, congratulations, and yes, much success in this year. And
Yeah, I believe Keira is coming from a very, very musical family.
I believe so.
I think we may be seeing that room and that piano again. Before the night is much older.
Okay.
Yeah, I would, when you're ready, bring some wonderful comments. I agree with everybody. Congratulations. First, just putting yourself out there. And we want to hear you do well. So if you play a wrong note, we do not knock people out because they play a wrong note. So if you can just let things go, like what's happened is past. And it's true, you have all this energy, and you have to find ways to find some different colors. It sounded very nice, but I felt like you could take different, more time in between sections. You could just find different colors in the piano. And then I agree too, I'm a flutist, but it felt like it was a little muddy at times. I couldn't hear all of the voices, and I think if there was less pedal, but you're so well on your way. And I think you have a lot of talent. You just need to trust all of what you want from the music, and then put even more there. And don't think about it as a competition so much as just, we're so happy to be hearing you, and always try to embrace that. Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic job. I thought the energy was just so exciting. And I agree with what everybody has said so far. And I just think maybe it would be helpful for you to think about zooming out. So on a local level, all of the little things that are happening are very, very exciting. But like we were saying, there's a lot of energy there. So maybe if you thought about kind of zooming out and thinking about larger phrases and larger structures, and kind of pacing that energy towards goals which are further away and grouping in bigger chunks of music, then maybe you wouldn't feel quite so breathless. And we would feel maybe a sense of continuity and architecture a little bit. Chopin is famous for things that are very small, but anytime that you can bring out the singing line and the longer phrase with him, I think that that's also a really big part of what makes his music so beautiful. But I think you're doing a great job. You have really good instincts. Just try and zoom out, see the big picture, find those places where you can kind of aim for in a large scale arc. Bravo.
Thank you so much. Thank you, for Keira, for performing the Chopin waltz for us. And thank you, judges, for a lot of practical and important advice for Keira's development.
Yes, indeed. And so we're off to a tremendous start. And our next contestant is actually not a pianist, is a wind player. We have a flautist coming in. Clara Brouhard. Clara, and there you are. Welcome, Clara.
And by magic she appears.
And there she is. How lovely to see you.
One, two, one.
Lovely, thank you, Clara. And we're very fortunate to have a very eminent flutist in our judges. Liz, maybe you'd like to lead on commenting on that lovely performance.
Well, I'm excited to actually comment on a flutist. So usually at many competitions, you don't hear a lot of you hear a lot of piano and violin and cello and voice. And so I just want to congratulate you for putting yourself out there. I also want to say bravo to playing with the track, because that's not such an easy thing to do, especially at the end. You were perfectly together in those last 4 notes. So I applaud you for the work that you did of making this happen. So and you have many things that are really lovely, which is you in there, you have a lovely sound, especially when you play softer. One of the things that you might think about moving forward is what we're all trying to do as flutist singers in particular is from note to how do you sound beautifully from each note, to keep a beautiful line always through. Even those scales on that, if you can imagine your brain slowing down so that everything sounds so clean, and that when we play louder on the flute, you actually don't blow more air. It's just focusing your air into the hole. I mean, I hate to be so technical, but there are moments where your sound was just lovely. And if you can just really try to train your ear to always have that consistent sound all the way through. But it's a beautiful piece, and I felt like you really were starting to get all of the some of the phrasing. It's just about keeping the line. That's the challenge we have for the flute. It's keeping a beautiful line in the phrasing to get a long line. I think singers, we feel like singers of the musical instruments. But I want to congratulate you for doing this, for getting through the whole thing like that. And I'm very impressed that you could perform so well. And I say, keep going, keep practicing, keep pushing yourself with developing your sound and your phrasing. So thank you.
Clara, congratulations. This is a beautiful and difficult piece, and I think you did a great job with it. I love your sound. You have a very, very beautiful sound in development there. It comes out in more in sometimes than other times, and it's clearly something that is uniquely your own. And I can't wait to see where your sound goes, because it's this beautiful warm tone. And it seems like it comes more into that the more you got into the piece. And in the beginning, I don't know, Liz just said, contradicting to what I was thinking, which is that it's not a question of blowing more air, but it seemed like as you felt more comfortable, your air flowed more freely, and the tone, there were some sections in there where you just soared. And I wonder if from the very beginning, if you can give us that neat motive. I don't know if B is a really difficult. What am I doing? I'm forming a violin. The first one, at the end, it's in a B. It's the last motive. But I don't know if it's a harder thing to do there. But it seems like it is. But play it with give more of the foundation that you give later. Start right from the beginning with that and the articulation to really bring that motive to life. Like Liz said, I think you did a beautiful job lining up the starting on B at the end, all 4 notes with your AI accompanist. But anyway, congratulations, beautiful performance, and just keep going. And I can't wait to see where that beautiful sound of yours will lead. Congratulations.
Clara, definitely congratulations. That was really fantastic. And I just love that piece. There's so much to explore in that piece, and so I definitely agree with what they've both been saying about the line and about the beauty of sound. And I would just add to that, that every little small note, if you can think about every little small note having its own personality and its own life and its own dignity, we tend to want to kind of skip over them to the long expressive notes. But if you can think about each one having its own kind of life that we have to grant it, that might be something to think about. And also, I think it's just this incredible psychological colorful adventure that he takes us on, where the mood is changing really from phrase to phrase, or from smallest part of the phrase. And so one thing to think about maybe would be like, what is the one word that describes this two measure phrase? Or what is the one word that really tells us what the change in psychology, or the change in color, or the change in story or scene is happening? It's very moody piece. You know, we go from being kind of mysterious to be kind of bubbling over. So maybe just without your flute, just write in one word for each little mood that's in the piece that will just cue you, and that also may help you to get out of, you know, the kind of nervous focus, and be thinking more about the music and expressing an emotion to us. Take us on a journey, tell us a story, and it begins with your imaginations. But really fantastic work. Congratulations.
Clara, congratulations from me too, and I'm totally agree with my colleagues, and I have a few comments. Then I really love this piece. It's what a beautiful piece. Then you can sing, not only play, because we're almost same singers and flutists. We use our breath to make this music, and what I love, how you take this breath, and this breath is soft and not noisy, that it's bringing you possibility to sing long phrase. But what you did, you stuck with small phrasing. See, when you singing da 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 and continue to sing, then it will be make your play beautiful phrasing, like will be sense of line to go somewhere to the culmination and go back, and it will be much interesting. Then what I'd love you to do, this is singing together with music, because you have only one line, and this is line, a vocal line, beautiful line. Then you don't have to divide it. Yeah, I understand that singing with this accompaniment is so hard, but you still can do this phrasing, still can do sing together with your instrument. Think about it. But I think that you did a great job, and I wish you good luck and congratulate you with semifinals. Bravo.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, some really beautiful sound there from Clara with her piece there, the Poulenc. And now we're moving on to a pianist, Matthew Brand.
Yep, hi.
Hi, Matthew.
Hi.
Yes,
So
welcome to the competition. We're very much looking forward to hearing your performance for us now.
Yeah, thank you. And before I play, I just wanted to make a quick introduction to the program. So the first piece I'll be performing is Cooking, because it introduces or illustrates my passion and love for culinary arts. The second piece I'm playing I wrote in the middle of the summer during the pandemic. It's called Reaching, as if I was reaching for things to get back to normal in the middle of the pandemic. And the third piece I'm performing, it's called Mischief, which is about 3 dogs that are close to me and what they would do if they were all together.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. You absolutely cooked up a storm for us there. And I can see you. I can see the dogs. That was really lovely. So, right.
Yeah, Matthew, I think it's such a special thing to be a composer and a performer, because the way that you think as a composer really can and change the way that you play as a player, and as a performer you get all this great repertoire. So it's clear to me that these two sides of your personality are really feeding off of each other in a really healthy, super interesting way. And the way that you're making music is very interesting, and I can tell that you're looking at things from different perspectives, and I think that that's really fantastic. What I would say maybe about the Milhaud is you show us in your compositions that you're very clear about character, and you're super interesting about pacing, and the way that we get from one outlandish character to another, right? And the transition time that it takes. And the thing that I felt maybe in the Milhaud, and maybe it was because it's first, was that it was a little bit too compressed. You didn't give us quite enough time to get from point A to point B, and there was probably point A to point Z in there. It's such a full piece in such a short amount of time. So I might suggest taking a breath before you play, especially in a competition, and just letting the music breathe in that just a little bit more, like you do in your own two compositions. And then in your compositions, wow, it's so clear to me that you're A, very musical, B, really listening all the time to different kinds of musics and drawing that in a way that's very meaningful, right? So in that short amount of time, you showed us a big range of emotion of music, and I just think that those are really fantastic compositions, and so I would encourage you to perform even more as a composer, because you really have a deep understanding of structure and of mood and character, and actually of phrasing too. So congratulations, I'm a big fan.
Yes, absolutely, Matthew. I think that you have to pay attention for more composing, because what a thoughtful pieces you played. Like, it was absolutely amazing, and I like your ideas. I feel it, and I feel that you telling the story, that it's very, very important. I feel this a picture what you try to tell, and this is amazing. I think that you are awesome, and I wish to listen you more, your compositions, and I wish you good luck. Excellent. Thank you.
I will also go along with my colleagues, which is congratulations. It is really a unique quality to have the talent to be a composer and a performer. And so I loved hearing your works, and I could just see you. I could see your personality and your passions coming right through, and I can encourage you to continue, obviously, the composing. And I enjoyed the Milhaud. What's interesting, I find, hearing all this pianist, as a flutist, we have to breathe the music. When we run out of air, we have to pace ourselves with the phrasing. And it's different when you play a string instrument or the piano, that you're so fast, so you don't have to take a breath. And it's really, for us as flutists, it's impressive. But I encourage you to imagine, as a human being, you're breathing, and you need to breathe a little more into the music, and you need to give yourself that time when you speak. You know, you have to change moods, or you're excited here, or it's more mellow in the Milhaud. So I encourage you to just get a little more in touch with the voice as opposed to the instrument. That's for the Milhaud. That's what I was missing a little, but I was just absolutely so in awe of your talent. So congratulations, and I look forward to hearing more from you.
Matthew, congratulations. I scarcely really know where to start, because I loved how you performed, and I love your compositions. They are really, really awesome, fantastic. I actually loved in the Milhaud your sense of impetuousness with the approach that you took to it, and it's in and out very quickly. I did see more of your character. I agree with all my colleagues, but I especially see, as Peter said, how you integrate so many sides of yourself. You're clearly such a deep listener, and you draw from your vast array of listening and performance into your compositions. So I love how you craft the characters. That's so important to me as a performing artist. We want to hear the right notes, but that is so secondary to the point. The point is to make the music come to life, and you really do that. I love your Debussy references in your compositions. That's really neat. And I think that the one thing that I would say is you have these characters and timing that are so coming through. But I am also such a stickler for tonal color. Tone and color. You clearly have such a deep understanding of harmony. Use that harmony to now find the sounds in the piano that are contrasting to give voice to the characters that you've written and that other composers have written. So that's your next voyage. And I am remembering your name, and I know that I will see some really fantastic compositional work from you. And I really look forward to that. So congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for bringing it such a wonderful sense of presence and personality. And we've only had a few competitors who've brought their own work and performed their own work, and they have actually been some of our younger ones. So that's always absolutely admirable. And I have to say, I thought they were both tremendous. I had so much fun listening to that. And Matthew, thank you for giving us the introductions you did. It helped giving us a real sense of who you are and where you're coming from musically. Lovely.
Absolutely stunning. I loved the introduction, and it was so quick and so vibrant and so well articulated, and the pieces are so well articulated. It's really, I like the expression one of the judges used, carving your story, carving your characters. They really came through very vivid pictures.
I think it's the culinary references. There you are, carving. I think, but not necessarily that kind of carving, but yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
On we go to our next contestant, Sky Wen. We have a violinist, Sky. Hello.
Welcome.
Hi. Alright, I will be playing the Saint-Saëns introduction in Adah Capriccioso.
So refreshing. Oh my gosh, so much energy. Oh, just what we need, don't you think, Margaret?
Absolutely. That was just, it's been a long day, and it was like, woo, that's
invigorating.
Really, yes.
Now to the judges.
Congratulations, Sky, on your performance. That's a really hard piece with lots of notes, and you did a great job. I think you have a nice vibrato and some good sound developing, and you are getting around in the instrument really, really well. I want to bring your attention to the next thing in your playing, some really important strokes with this piece, is to develop your sense of rhythm a lot more. You didn't, unfortunately, have the opportunity to play with piano. That's totally okay. We understand these are difficult times, and we have to do whatever we can to bring this piece alive. And you did it well without piano. But imagine if you were with piano. There are so many places in the piece. The opening section, for example, each one of those rests, every single one of your entrances, the rest is too long. And then throughout the fast part of the rondo, there are lots and lots of rests that you skip entirely. And some of the phrases are shortened and things are cut out. So I want you to think a lot more about the rhythm of the piece, because the rhythm of the piece is also what informs the style of how we play it. I feel like you have internalized the style from something you've heard. And so a lot of the details are missing. I think you can find within yourself, you're such a strong player. I want to see next that you find the details of the piece and bring those through more, both in the notes, in the rests, in the dynamics, and the character. And I think that when you get to the next level of bow control, that'll all come through a lot more easily. But man, you did such a good job with all of the arpeggiations and the various versions of the rondo theme, various sections of the rondo theme. And yeah, I can't wait to see where you go next. You did a really, really, really admirable job with this very, very exciting performance, and it was a pleasure to hear you. Congratulations.
Yeah, I sort of second the motion of what Kelly said. I agree with, I was going to say almost everything you said, Kelly. I was going to say very similar things, starting with one of the hardest things that we have to do if you're taking auditions is to hear the orchestra behind. And sometimes actually you'll be taking an audition, and this will how the first round will be, is that you won't have the orchestra behind you. And so you have to learn and to practice how to hear the rhythmic pulse of what's going on in the orchestra. So, I mean, you played so much beautiful playing. So your sound was beautiful, your vibrato, everything, just this excellent germs for the next level. I hear it already in you because you feel the music, which is something you can't teach. So I congratulate you on just your talent and all of your feeling. I agree with Kelly at the very beginning. It felt like you have to think maybe a little more about the line, like each phrase has to come from the next phrase. And so you have to think of a bigger architecture instead of just playing each phrase. But I know you're going to get there with that. And just take care of ending notes, like you just have to make sure, like, you start notes beautifully, but you end them beautifully too. So it's just little details, but I have to applaud you for just all your extraordinary playing, and I know you're going to go really, really, really far. So great job.
Yeah, fantastic. Really, really good. There's so many good things there, and I would agree with both Kelly and Liz on the rhythm, for sure. You know, if you win a concerto competition, maybe you'll have one rehearsal to get together with the orchestra. And so the more that you can internalize the orchestra or piano part, the more that you'll show the judges and the audience, okay, I know how I fit into this larger piece. Because there is very much a dialogue that's going on with the accompaniment there. So build that into your conception of how you're practicing. It will also change the way that you phrase and the way that you use your bow. I would also say what Liz was saying about the small phraselets. Can you think about where they're heading to? Because on a local level, there's a lot of really juicy, tasty things that you're doing. Ba, 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 ba. It's really nice locally, but where does that all go to, right? There's a big descending line. Find the larger arc, and then also your G string is so powerful, and it just grabs our attention. But I would think about two things about that. I would think about how do you connect the upper strings on the violin and the more melodic things to that, because when I feel like the G string comes in and all of a sudden it's very, very powerful. So how can you lead us in there? And also, what's the expression of that power that you're getting on the G string, right? So I think you want to consider about what specific flavor of bravado that is. Sometimes it feels a little bit aggressive to me. And with a concerto, of course, we have to project. We're telling a big story, right? So you don't have to be incredibly subtle, but I explore whether that's anger or maybe whether it's something, some other kind of emotion, right? Because there's a power, but there's also a kind of a character and a personality that I feel there's some room to explore there. But technically, there's some really, really fantastic things going on, and the things that we're all talking about are because we know that you have what it takes to really make some great progress. So congratulations.
Hi, Sky. I congratulate you too. What a great performance. I'm not a violinist, but I can feel what you're doing, and I agree with my colleagues. All technical stuff, they already explain what to work with. And my side is telling that I love what you did. Yes, you have to work with timing, and particularly, for example, if I'm working with no orchestra, I memorize all orchestra lines to help timing and to help me if I'm singing a cappella. Same with you. Then this is when you're listening a lot, listen good performance, and listen an orchestra, then it will give you a sense of timing. But in any like comments extra, no, I love it. I love your expression. I love your vibrato. I love how your instruments sound. It's full sound, full voice. And I want to congratulate you and to wish you good luck for future. Bravo.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, some really helpful comments there. And I think that's one of the things that's marked this competition, how well our judges respond to each individual player and can hear exactly what they need to hear.
Exactly. And what I admire is the dedication of the judges to giving really profound professional comments to the contestants. And that also, again, I'm circling back, portrays a tremendous trust these contestants earned by performing the way they do from the judges, that they can receive, can take home, and can really understand and develop based on those comments. These are exactly the comments I get from my colleagues when I turn to them to seek more improvement for my own self, because I believe, without my colleagues' input, I'm going to just pickle myself in my own sauce. I really need that fresh air. I need people to tell me where my potential for more improvement as a performer, as a musician is. But that takes a lot of trust for someone to not just extend, everything is great, but to extend such a focused and detailed and such practical advice for these young musicians. I really admire the
because I think
dialogue.
Giving criticism like that is actually a compliment in itself, because it is accepting that the candidate is actually at a level where they are mature. They are mature enough in their musical journey to receive that level of feedback. So yes.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I want to say it's not just musical; it's also personal
Yeah, it is,
maturity.
yeah.
It takes a lot to be open
Yes, it
and
does.
to be able to receive that kind of comments.
Yeah, it
Bravo
does.
to our contestants and to our judges.
So
On we go.
On we go. Our next contestant, Yahan Lin, playing the piano for us.
Welcome, Yahan.
Welcome.
Looking forward to hearing you. Wow. Yeah. Another invigorating performance. Great to hear a pianist pull some power in there. Thank you. To the judges.
Well, very nice to hear you. Congratulations with your performance. A few concerns what you're doing. First of all, in first piece, Evening, you're touching piano too soft. Like I'm losing a little like sound, because even you playing soft sound, pianissimo, even it still has to have some kind of fullness of your piano. Sometimes you're touching too light. Then thinking about it, then left hand in same piece, it's a little repetitive with same sound, same over and over again. That stop your line. Stop your sense of this line to continue it. Then you're also thinking about it. Then second piece, also in first piece you have to be more clear with your pedal. And second piece also a little losing of full feelings of full movement from very expressive sound to soft sound. And also you have to think about timing, because sometimes you rush and it's not a piece, it's really hard piece, and it's not rushing. It has to have movement but not rush in sound. But you have very good impression on me, and I wish you good luck, and thank you so much. Congratulations.
Peter, you're muted.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think right from the beginning, though, I was really entranced by your playing. So just from the very first notes, I just kind of woke up and said, "Oh, this is really interesting. Here's some really interesting colors." And I think you have a very intuitive understanding of kind of Schumann's moodiness. You know, he's a very moody composer. He's about extremes, and I love the way that you put phrases together. I would love in both pieces to have the feeling like you're improvising, like you're making the music up as you go along, because you know he was a pianist and he was a composer, and I'm sure that's how he conceived of his music, was very stream of conscious. So just thinking one thing and then another thought, and just it should have the feeling of spontaneity that you're putting it together in real time in front of us, right, as an improviser. And what I felt was that there was some really very effective times that you did that. You know, taking pauses to kind of regroup or thinking about the next thing that's coming next. But we don't want it to become too predictable, right? So sometimes if you're speaking, he was also a great writer, right? So sometimes if you're speaking or writing or thinking about language, you take these pauses. And sometimes you talk and you talk and you talk and it kind of cascades forward. And I want to have that feeling of flexibility, that sometimes it's kind of suspended in air and sometimes it's cascading, right? So if you're always taking a little pause at sort of the same places, then it becomes a little bit predictable. But if you do it, sometimes you take a little pause and sometimes you rush through then I think you keep us guessing what's happening next. I think your characters are really exciting. I think I also agree about the pedal. Make sure that we can hear enough of the clarity of the fingers. Make sure that it's not predictable, right? We should be along for the ride. And one of the wonderful things about Schumann is his unpredictability and the way that he puts two sounds together in ways that other composers don't, right? So kind of take us along on that that voyage of discovery. Even though you're practicing it a lot, it should sound like you're making it up in the moment. But really, really excellent. I was entranced right from the beginning. So congratulations.
Yeah, I agree with my colleagues. Congratulations, I want to say first for, one of the ways I could tell you knew the music is you play by memory. And so that always puts us at another level immediately. So I felt like the music was really inside of you and that you had the passion for this music. So I congratulate that. And I also, you drew me in right from the beginning. I was all on board. I was like, because it's all about creating a sound world. It's all about escaping our day-to-day life and go deep into our soul. And I really feel that you have that in you. So as my colleague said, after I was listening for a little while, it started becoming just all beautiful and a little predictable. And so, again, I don't want to go on too long, but I want to encourage you to explore the places where you feel differently. I mean, when I play Bach, in this pandemic, we're all playing a lot of Bach. I'm like just recreating everything. It's like I'm rethinking everything and every phrasing. And I love what Peter said about we always want to feel like improvisers when we play other people's music. We want to feel like we are creating the music for the first time that because he was when he wrote this, like you've never heard this music before. So you should treat it like it's a surprise to you every time, and where is it going? And you have to feel that. That's the only thing that was missing for me, because you really brought me in with a color that you had, and that is something you can't teach. And so just keep going with exploring all of the journey of the story, what the music speaks to you. So that's it. Thanks.
Congratulations, Yahan. I thought it was a wonderful performance. It was very, as my colleague said, I too was drawn in from the very beginning. Your evening was beautiful and nice, but as my colleague said, I was looking for what is it that I'm experiencing now as we go along, and it's more nice, and it's more nice, and it's more nice, and I felt the need to as Galina put it, your touch is a little too soft for too long. The words that I found for it are that it needs a commanding charm, Make us putty in your hands more. That's what I felt I needed from the evening a bit more. And I was really glad to see you play a pair of pieces so that I could get a sense of your other commanding side of virtuosic or more polyphonic and whatnot, and you definitely gave us that, and that was wonderful. So in that, I'm such a stickler. I feel like I'm repeating myself on several performances, but I love tonal color, and particularly on 19th century piano pieces. I would love to hear you achieve a darker color on the piano to have that in your palette. I hear a very uniformly very bright sound, even in the low left-hand counterpoint. I would love to hear you develop that warm, dark sound that can be hidden and that can be a little more secondary to the brightness of the right hand. That's a very, very special 19th century piano repertoire quality. And you are such a fine player. That, I think, is what's next for you. But it was such a wonderful and enjoyable performance, and I congratulate you.
Thank you very much. And thank you, judges. Thank you, contestants. We're moving on to the next. And we have a piano duo, I believe. Let's
Yes,
introduce.
indeed.
Yeah, that's a first in this semifinals of the Sound Expressiva competition. I'm looking forward to that. Alexander Ning and Grant Li. Welcome.
Hello, my name is Alexander Ning, and this is my duet partner Grant Li, and today we'll be playing Rain of Tears by Vivaldi, followed by Tango by Piazzolla.
Wow. Oh, yes.
You're getting standing ovation.
Definitely.
And I want to praise the tech setup of this room. This really comes through like a concert hall performance. Bravo. Thank you so
the
much.
Sound quality was absolutely
amazing. Yeah, thank you for putting this tremendous effort into making sure your sound is delivered truthfully to your art. Now to the judges.
I thought that was so exciting, and I know that the rest of the judges did too. And I just want to encourage you to really think about style and character, because there's so many different colors, especially in Piazzolla. It's such emotional music, and the style is so important to it. So I would really encourage you to listen to a lot of tango music and listen to a lot of Piazzolla, because it's very different from it actually looks on the page. You know, there's a lot of stylistic subtleties. And the piano doesn't have as many colors as some of the other instruments do, so that you need to really make up for that with kind of stylistic, attention to stylistic details. I would also say with the rhythm, to really make sure that you're not compressing the rhythms at all, or, you know, kind of rushing, because the dance is all about the drama of it, and the space between the notes and the space between the dancers, I think, is really important and part of the drama, right? So if everything is a little bit kind of stately, dangerous passion that we need from that, but really, really great work. Just listen to lots of different kinds of music and always be thinking about style and color and character. Great job.
Congratulations, Alexander and Grant. I think. Oh, there's an echo for the tech folks. Thank you. Okay, I think it's a great idea that your collaboration, if you can do that safely, that is, because the whole reason for this competition is that there's a pandemic. So as long as that's a safe thing, I think it's a great idea to do this collaboration in this two piano and four hand. I think the Vivaldi, it sounded really nice. I think if I had a suggestion, I think to find lighter touch for that work between the two of you, I think in both cases. And I agree with Peter in the Piazzolla. This is actually, I'm a violinist, not a pianist, but this is a piece that I play a ton. I play this a lot, both with piano, with harp, and with guitar. And as Peter mentioned, it is a piece with, I mean, this is all music, in my opinion, all classical music is not about the little black dots on the page. It has to go so much farther beyond that. All music, all periods, all centuries. But this tango-based music, there's so much subtlety in the timing, the swing, the nuance, the color, and I think I would love to see you explore that a lot more. But beautiful collaboration, wonderful performance, and congratulations.
What a great ensemble. You even move together, or like symmetrical. This is impressive. And I love your Vivaldi. And I agree with Kelly and Peter. It's amazing what you did. And it's your tango need more drama, for sure. And my recommendation also to listen different tango pieces, particularly, to find out how to impress more judges. But I think that we are impressed of your collaboration, of your ensemble. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Bravo.
Yes, absolutely. What I would add to that, because I'm a massive fan of Piazzolla, is if you want to really get inside Piazzolla, I think the judges are right about listening to what, watch people dancing tango, and listen to Piazzolla's music on the bandoneon for which it was written. Because what you do with four hands on the piano is actually expand the sound of the piano, because the bandoneon has an incredibly wide capacity for sound. And I think the four hands does that. So yeah, I would say listen to Piazzolla on the bandoneon and watch, because tango was written to be danced, watch people dancing tango. Apart from the fact it's just tremendous watching people dance tango anyway. You know,
I would add to that maybe throwing a little bit of an experiment and try to dance it yourself. Take a lesson or two.
Yeah, but only when COVID's over.
Well, I'm sure you can find online, try some movements. These movements are really something.
I've seen some socially distanced tango, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, it's a duo dance, but the movements themselves have to be still mastered by each dancer individually. And I tried dancing it, let me tell you, I fell over more than once. But it's quite a dance. It has a very special expression.
It's so sultry and smouldery. Lovely.
Thank you for bringing these pieces.
Thank you so much. It's a real treat for me, Piazzolla.
And piano duet. Has special place in my heart. It's so difficult to get those notes on the piano so together, and I know that takes a lot of rehearsing, and from myself as a pianist, I herald the ensemble of this duo. My goodness, they were so together. They sounded like one instrument. It's just incredible. Okay, we're moving on to the next contestant, and who do we have next?
We have Adah Kaplan, violinist. Welcome to Sound Espressivo.
Welcome. Looking forward to hearing you. thank you very much for bringing this great piece on the stage. Now to the judges.
Congratulations, Adah. Really wonderful performance. I love the passion that you play with, and the beautiful sound that you have in development. But I love, first and foremost, that you really feel this piece, and you play it with such conviction. I think you have a beautiful sound in development. I can't wait to see where it goes next. I think just as a little technical reminder, if you will drop your right shoulder, the richness of your sound will come into like maybe twice as much, but you're raising your shoulder and it cuts your sound potential. And also this Bloch is one of the only pieces we have in the standard repertoire with this amazing Semitic harmony to it. I think if you don't have the benefit of playing it with piano here, that's totally okay. But even in the violin and those luscious, beautiful chords, let the harmony of the piece drive your sense of timing even more. I think it could be, it got more and more passionate as you went along, but even right from the beginning, I think it can be very rhapsodic, even more rhapsodic, but driven by the harmony. But you played it so beautifully. It was a really wonderful performance, and congratulations.
Yes, really, really good performance. I feel your comfort on the instrument, and that always makes us relax when we hear somebody who has a command of their instrument. And I really feel that you have that. And I also feel you have natural musicality. So I applaud your feeling for music. And you probably feel like you're doing a lot. I think you need to do more, personally. I'm a flutist, so I'm not a violinist, but Bloch, we are lucky he did write a wonderful piece for flute. And I also have, my background is I'm a Russian Jew, basically. And I grew up listening to my grandparents, my great-grandfather was a gypsy violinist. And so I hear these performances from the first note, there's just gripping, ripping, torment, torture. There's so many opportunities for, I think, you to even go deeper. And as I said, you probably think you're already doing so much, but I feel like, there's no notes are not important. Like in a line, it's like, it's like that richness, that depth, So I feel that was the only thing that I think you could maybe explore, that was for me, that you could just even play with the rubato even more. So it's funny, just as performers, sometimes we think we're already doing so much, especially in our own living rooms. But when you actually get in the hall, I think you have to not exaggerate, but you have to play for a bigger kind of architecture and a bigger picture out there. But again, the reason why I say all these comments is mostly because I think you're so good. So I just think you can bring it, keep challenging yourself, but fantastic playing. You're wonderful. So great job.
Yeah, and really great. I would agree with both of them that it's so expressive, but I do feel that you could do more. I feel that you have the command of everything, and it's so musical. It feels so close. I just want you to break my heart. I just want you to take me just that much further, so that I just feel that you're experiencing it, at the deepest part of your soul, and really just rip our hearts out, because I think that you have the ability to do that. I really do. So just trust your instincts, go even further with it. I would say really explore intonation. There's ways with these harmonies that Kelly was talking about to make them even a little bit more pathetic, and not in a bad way, but just those particular intonation, small little things that you can do that can really rip our hearts out. Yeah, the blue notes. Exactly. For sure. And maybe listen to some really old recordings of violinists. so old that you feel like maybe they're just a little bit idiosyncratic and they're a little weird and the vibrato and the slides are just a little bit too much and it's kind of slurpy, and just keep listening to that stuff, because I think that kind of individualism will really take you far with this. And just the smallest thing about your bow, just make sure that you're drawing parallel to the bridge all the time. Sometimes you come a little bit closer to the fingerboard at the tip. It's a common problem, and it doesn't matter just for looks, but sometimes at the tip, I feel you're not where you want to be in terms of the contact point. So just be careful of that. You want to be able to get the sound you want at the tip, regardless of how you're drawing the bow. But fantastic work, really great. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. I think that is such heart-wrenching music. Absolutely, just gets you here, and a wonderful poems and some great insights from the judges there about style of music and passion of music and what music means when it comes very clearly from a particular culture and a particular cultural background, as Bloch does there.
And I like the point of you think you're doing a lot and you can do more. I heard that growing up as a professional student, a musician, a lot. And it always puzzled me what more there can be. But looking through the magnifying glass at each phrase, at each change of the harmony, change of the change of the succession of the notes, I kept looking, okay, if they think I can do more, maybe I look again. And it's incredible how much more you discover when you look again.
But that was still wonderfully passionate and heartfelt.
Absolutely.
Really beautiful performance.
And so open and so vulnerable. I loved that vulnerability.
Yeah, I did too. Feeling that. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So, on we go. Joel Chen.
Welcome.
To the yes. Welcome.
Looking forward. Thank you for bringing this energetic piece on stage. We need some coffee. This was a big shot of coffee.
Yeah.
Now to the judges.
Yeah, thank you for playing for us, Joel. What I want to tell you, that maybe it's a little early to play this piece, and you have to a little grow for this piece because it's very, very famous, especially in Russia and Georgia. But Georgia not in America, but in Black Sea, this close to Russia. And then piece has a lot of nationality colors, different color that belongs to that part of the world. And I wish that you can show these different colors. And what I recommend you to listen in different instruments, in different, maybe in orchestra sounds, and YouTube, open and put this music and listen, and that you will recognize difference, how you play and how you have to play, because listening, it's very, very important in our field. When you listen, you compare and you find your way, your style to show unique music, such as Khachaturian, and rest of it, it was like very, very interesting playing. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Congratulations for tackling such a piece like this. It's a very, very challenging piece, and I applaud you for learning it. I mean, you learned the piece. As Galina was saying, now it's time to get to the next level. I find sometimes getting to the next level technically is just practicing slowly. That's what I do. I just practice everything slowly. I play everything slowly, and I play everything slowly with the proper musical intention and the proper technique. And then miracles happen. Miracles happen. Like sometimes I don't like to play scales all the time, so I just play a piece I'm working on and I just practice it slowly, because it's my warm-up to play with a perfect sound, with perfect rhythm, perfect time, and all of these things. So for moving forward on this particular piece, my biggest thing was, I would say, practice slowly, practice with a metronome, because one of the things that's important about any kind of toccata is to have that incredible sense of rhythm, whether it's toccata from the Baroque period or the toccata from, you know, the more contemporary period. And that was, sometimes I was missing that clarity of rhythm. So, but again, I say bravo to you for tackling this challenging piece. And now I think you're ready to start thinking about some of these next things you need to do to even further the piece. But you are a talented young player, and I congratulate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would agree with both of those things. The rhythm, I think there's sometimes when it can be a little bit freer, but then it really has to have a groove sometimes. It really needs to have kind of consistency of pulse. So really think about that. Think about the places where you have a little bit more freedom with that, and then where you really want to lock in, and make sure, I think the idea of practicing slowly is really good. Make sure that your technique is not determining your rhythm, that your rhythm and your interpretation are coming from your heart and from your mind and your ear. And then you just find that sound with your hands. And sometimes when it's not quite under control technically, that changes our rhythm and our interpretation. So I would say practicing slowly is a great idea. And I think it's so important, the idea of practicing musically slowly too, to put it back together. So don't separate out the music as a different kind of stream of things that you're working on when you go slowly. Put the music in, and it'll be there when you speed it up. But great work, really nice.
Yes, lots of dynamism there, some real energy. I think we have a comment. There we go.
Oh yeah, comment from the listeners, from the audience. We always welcome comments. Thank you for sending it, and please send more.
Yes,
we would like
absolutely.
to hear the...
So there you are, Joel. You've inspired someone to send you a comment. Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Lovely. So well done. Thank you very much. And now we move on to, we have a cellist now, Mira Kardan. Who's going to be
I
playing?
I
For us?
believe
Oh,
the
well,
order
have
was
we got-
changed.
Oh,
Yeah,
we've
we
changed
had
the
the
order a
order
bit.
changed.
I do apologise. Oh, I do apologise.
It's
Erin.
Erin. I
Yes.
believe that it's a sister of Joel, and let's see if Erin is ready to perform. We got the piano rearranged, and I think Erin is about to take her place. Yeah, let's welcome Erin Chen on stage. Welcome. Looking forward to hearing you.
Hello, Erin. Thank you very much, Erin. Well done.
Thank you, Erin, for this beautiful piece. Now to the judges.
Thank you so much for playing this beautiful, absolutely beautiful piece. And as you know, that this is a song, and not only a piece for fortepiano, but also a song for voice. And when you play this song, I wish that you can sing together, because it's exactly melody in your top voice. It's melody for voice. Then when you start to play, it should be like breathing and goes through line. More, I can singing a little bit with Russian text. It's beautiful. Мой голос для тебя. See how it's beautiful and continuous. What you start, it show me that you don't feel this is movement. It's what I want to hear. I want to hear this melody. Мой голос для тебя и ласковый и томный. See, it's telling story about love, about something beautiful. Then the rest of the song, it was you start to go through, and this is line continuously show beauty of this song, of this piece, and I love it what you did. Then all technical issue, this only to show this line, this melody. Then I think that you can do this. You can do perfect singing and playing. This is beautiful song. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Very nice job. We had some technical difficulties, so I have a feeling your sound is more beautiful without we had some problems with the audio. You clearly come from a very talented family. I also agree with what Galina was saying, which is because she's a singer, I'm a flutist, and we're very sensitive to hearing people on the piano play with a line that doesn't sound like you're playing any kind of percussion, and not that you're thinking of it that way, but I know there's a way to hit the keys or not hit the keys so that you get this incredible sound and line to the quality, and that you feel the heartbeat of this piece, which is really the hands are moving together, they're ebbing and flowing, and I feel that you could have done a little more of that, but lovely performance. So nice job. Congratulations.
Beautiful job, Erin. Congratulations on your performance. I really got a sense from the beginning. There was a little bit of, technical disturbance, and then maybe you had some rambunctious siblings in the room to start. I really had the sense that you disappeared to your own sound world on the piano. I really loved that about your performance. You absorbed yourself, and so you absorbed me. And but I agree with Galina. The way that I wrote it down was it needs a little bit more romantic 19th century sweep and swoon. So I think that's the kind of thing that I would maybe focus on next. Just a little bit more of that, be swept away by your sense of phrasing more, even in addition to the sound world that you're disappearing to, just the romantic 19th century sweep and swoon. And I think that you definitely have so many wonderful things about your playing, and you will go there with ease, but look to that next. Beautiful job. Congratulations.
Wonderful. Thank you, Erin, for exhibiting those kinds of comments from the judges about singing lines and romantic color, romantic immersion in the sound and in the piece. That's really, really wonderful. We'll be moving on to our next contestant, and this time it's a clarinetist, Christopher Chong. Welcome.
Hello, Christopher.
Welcome on the stage of Sound Espressiva.
So should I start playing now?
Yes, please. We're all attention.
Okay.
nice to hear a clarinet. Is this our first clarinetist?
No, we had Chance. We had Chance in.
Oh, that's right.
The first round of semi-finals. Yeah,
that's right. Thank you. It's great to hear the clarinet.
It sure is great to hear the clarinet. So congratulations for picking an instrument that seems to be out of the realm of some of the other instrumentals we've heard. So it's very refreshing to hear that. And from all the positives I want to say, I start with that just very clean playing. You know, you played very cleanly from start to finish. So I congratulate that. That is a challenge on the clarinet. So I congratulate you for that. And I want to talk a few things. Let's talk about the music for a minute. One of the things we try to do as musicians is to not play the time signature. We try to play the music. So every now and then, I would get you, especially when you get technical, you would go ya da 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 instead of dee da dee da da dee da 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 da. You know, where are you going in the phrase? So for your next level of this piece, maybe you can think of how you want the shape of the phrase instead of just, you played so cleanly, but if you can get out of just the cleanliness of the music and the beat and start thinking of how you want to phrase all the time and not just showing us the beat, but show us the music. So that would be one thing, you know, just to even bring it to the next level. And the other thing is, I can tell you're a really good musician because you're moving a lot to the music. But what I need for you to do is bring all of that movement with your body and bring it into your air. We have the same thing with the flute, you know, so to get a good line, it's not about doing this. Actually, that's a distraction for your sound. So, and right from the very first note, if you can think, how do you produce your sound? And then how do you keep that sound quality through everything? I see you moving, but you should be moving sometimes your air instead of your arms, because that's on the flute too. It's how I think of getting an even sound throughout. But I can tell you're a really good musician because you're always moving to the music. So we just maybe focus a little on how to get your air to move through the music so you hear a little more of the line, a little more sometimes consistency in the sound. But I hear in there beautiful sound quality at times, and I hear real attention to cleanliness in your playing. So I applaud you for that, and I applaud you for playing. So thank you.
Thank you.
Christopher, congratulations on your performance. I echo some of those things, and I feel like there was a good attention to phrasing at times, in the sense that I see the care that you bring to the music. I see how important it is to you. I see that you do feel the music, and that comes through. I do think that it can go much further in the phrasing. And in general, I would most bring attention, though, to your sound. It has some, I think it has some growing to do. I would love to see it get to the next level in terms of clarity and warmth. And just, I would simply say that, remember, all sound begins in your mind's ear. All sound begins there. And then it finds its way to the instrument. We learn the techniques to do. But the sound starts in your ear, and so I would encourage you to do a lot of listening to recordings, to lots and lots and lots and lots of sounds. And that will start to translate more into your sound, and you'll develop it to the next level, which I'm quite confident that you will do. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, really great. I would also add to what they both said, to find a way through the music that's telling us a story. I think that sort of joins up what we're all hearing and saying here. I might suggest to write words down to this, to add lyrics to this. So for a couple of reasons. Number one, so that may help you play in a longer phrase, because like Galina was saying earlier, if you're saying words, the phrasing comes naturally, right? And you're thinking about the word where you're headed to with the phrase. But also, I think it'll help you become a little bit more specific with the expression that you're going for too. So if you can really make it tangible in words what this music is about, then I think that will help you to put together a sense of phrasing and to get these longer phrases. Also, I think it's never too early to do some good intonation work. A clarinet is particularly gnarly for intonation, and not too many people talk about it. But I would recommend working, doing some work with drones when you're playing your scales, and just really hear, especially in the low register, just the kind of idiosyncrasies of where the clarinet intonation gets strange. Just know those tendencies of the instrument, the physical instrument itself, so then you can correct for that, right? And it's never too early to start listening for that. But great work. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Very well done. Some really helpful comments there, especially technical ones. I'm always very intrigued to hear when judges who obviously play different instruments from mine are making technical comments about how to play, because it's really fascinating. A little insight into the world of what it's like to play, different instruments, because they all have their own technical requirements.
Yeah, and they all have, like Peter said, each instrument has its own idiosyncrasies, and they need to be compensated for. And it takes a lot of exploration of the instrument and its extremes and its dynamic ranges to find where things naturally on each particular instrument may need some adjustment and some compensation for the limitations of the instrument itself. Yeah, like some of the wind instruments definitely tend to change the pitch in the middle of the performance, and I have no idea how wind players compensate for that, but somehow they learn to do that.
Absolutely. So our next contestant, Derek Lee, we welcome to the Sound Espressivo stage. Welcome, Derek.
Looking forward to your performance. Thank you very much, Derek, for playing one of my favorite Schubert pieces. Got me immersed in that wonderful lyricism of Schubert. Thank you. To the judges now.
What a wonderful performance, Derek. I really love what you did. And I love that you love to play. And I can feel it through the screen that you really enjoy what you're doing. And this is lovely. I want to tell you a little more about technique and about your position, where you're sitting. It's maybe if you move a little far from the instrument, it will be more powerful. Your technique will be more powerful and more freedom in your hands. When you play Bach, sometimes you losing a time line, like timing. Then I recommend you to play slowly. This is really, really good to play slowly and don't play fast, that you can feel how it's building this music. Also, I love your clear sound in Bach, and I like lines that this is, it belongs to you because you are singing with your line. I can feel that you know where you're going, what you're telling. In Schubert, this is music very specific and it's difficult to play. This is short movement, but very long line. Sometimes you're losing this line and do short movement, short pieces, you know, like that. This need to continue. That's it, probably. But more positive comments that at first time I think, no, some moment, but in general, I love what you did. I love your musicality. I love your performance. So congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I love both the Bach and the Schubert. And I think that there's a clarity to your playing, which is really fantastic. Both with your fingers, I thought in particular your left hand is really articulate and super clear, and I could hear all of those lines coming out. But also your conception of it is very clear, which is really, really nice. And I felt that very much you were engaged in this question and answer type of thing, right? So that one line would be asking a question and then you would have kind of a response. And when you went to a new section, it felt like a new thought to you. And I really appreciated that. It really brought the music to life. What I would say with both the Bach and the Schubert is it's very challenging to do, but let the phrases come to an end. You know, we have a tendency to always be thinking about the next thing that's happening, and then I feel that you're shaving off just a little bit of time from the end of phrases or some of the longer notes. And so just let, you know, if you're having a discussion with somebody, they question, you give them the time to finish their question. The answer, you give them the time to respond. So I think that that's one way to think about it. With the Schubert, you know, it's an impromptu, right? So it should feel like you're making it up in the moment. So don't give away that you know how it goes, right? Give us the feeling like you're just inventing it in the moment, just like a Schubert and just like a Schumann also earlier. Think about the specific emotional world of each harmony. Yeah. So each harmony is not just major or minor, but like it gives you an incredible depth of human experience, if you know what I mean. I mean, it just, think about the specificity of the harmonic emotional worlds there. And I really appreciated how at the end of the Schubert, when you come back to the theme, it's got this sense of breadth and nostalgia that I think maybe I was missing from the beginning, right? So the way that you played when you came back to it, that was breathing, and that had that full sense of just letting the music have the time that it needs. So maybe think about that earlier. Yeah, but really, really beautiful. I was really happy to hear you. Congratulations.
Derek, congratulations on this wonderful performance. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You have a beautiful sensibility about Bach and a beautiful sound. And my colleagues have been hearing me all day today and yesterday talking about the ability to darken the sound in the piano, especially for 19th century music. But even your Bach had this beautiful clarity while not being too bright, and it had this wonderful warmth and darkness to it. And then especially when you got to the Schubert, I've been waiting all day for that kind of sound. And I've been asking pianists much older than you to find it as their next horizon. And I love that you have already found the ability to play with this beautiful sound. I would echo Peter's comments that I would love to see your, and also Galina, the lines, the Bach, I loved your lines there. In the Schumann, I think they can be much longer lines because you have these, these repeated motives. And we need to know not just the articulation of this rhythmic passage or this rhythmic motive in a package, but we need to know where all of that is going. I'm fully confident that you will discover and explore and go there because it was such beautiful playing and beautiful sounds. Just keep going. Congratulations. Really, I loved it.
Bravo, bravo.
Yes. How lovely, yes. That's such a lovely comment about finding the dark sounds on the piano. So congratulations that you've done that, that you be able to find that texture and that quality. No, that's lovely. So we're moving on to our next contestant. We're approaching it's our penultimate player. And Jason, we have Jason Pan, who will be playing for us next. Welcome, Jason. Welcome to the Sound Espressivo competition. We're very much looking forward to hearing you play.
Thank you, Jason, for bringing this brilliance on the stage. So much energy, so much joy, so much love. And now to the judges.
Well, thank you so much, Jason, for your performance. It was great, and I'm sure that you can play very, very difficult pieces like this one. I want you to think how to explore more lyrical stuff, because what I feel, there's a lot of lyrical melodies that you play. It's beautiful, and your touching of this lyrical moments, it's very, very good. What I recommend you to play everything in slow tempo, especially left hand, because I like what you do in right hands. Some moments, some melodies, it's very, very beautiful, but left hand looks like a little weak, and you did not show like a totally ensemble in both hands. Then practice very, very slowly and a lot, that put your left hand in strong position also, that you can make this music beautiful, because it's both hands is very, very important to show this, all this stuff. I love your scales. What you do with scales, it's amazing. It's beautiful, it's clean, it's this is very, very good. I also want to tell you that music, when you play dramatic, it has to go somewhere. We don't speak like this. I speak, then I speak again, and then I speak again. When we're telling story, we're telling till this culmination, to the more important point, then it has to sound in your music. Then sometimes use more also more dynamics, because it's not enough. It's particularly you play only forte, 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 forte with no changing. Then piano, piano, piano. And I love your piano. It's really, really beautiful. What else? Let me see. It's a lot of notes. Explain to practice slow, lyrical sound. Yeah. I almost like finish to tell you, because in general, you are a musician, and you can grow until the great musician, and I wish you success. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jason, congratulations on this wonderful, wonderful performance. I have to say, what struck me most is that you are, and I have echo again on my voice, if someone could, I'll cut that out, please. Thank you so much. Oh, it's still there. Anyway, I'll keep going and try not to get to that. You are a quintessential performer, really, and I don't mean that. People throw that word around, and I don't mean because you can play a lot of notes. The notes are secondary to the music, and I feel like you have the timing, the temperament, and the architecture for this piece. That is a real virtuoso impression, and it's beautiful in the way that you sway and swoon and just I think the overall timing of and architecture of and feel of the piece is quite nice. I would love to hear your. Galina says that your scales are really nice. I think they were. I wish that I could hear a little bit more finger legato in your right hand, in the way that you do the big runs across the piano. They seem a little more on the percussive side, and I think that they could add maybe more, maybe finger legato could be something that you could add to your repertoire of techniques for how you get around the piano. But I really loved your performance. It was wonderful. Congratulations.
Again, congratulations to you. I mean, I'm a flute player, so when I see pianists play all these notes, two hands at once, I'm easily impressed. So, but you really, I've heard a lot of pianists, and that was quite outstanding. I just have a few comments. One thing I want to talk about is just the end, the build up at the end. When you make a crescendo, it feels like you're reaching a limit, and then it gets to a point where it's almost pushing. And I feel like when we all have long crescendos, there's a way to come down and then start building again. Because the ending felt like you had already reached a place, and I was like, where are you going to go? So maybe you find in the architecture places to come up and just drop a little and come up. So it gets more and more exciting. As if you get too loud too soon, there's nowhere to go. So I felt in the end, I felt like you could have brought it down a little so that you could have built it to make it incredibly exciting at the end. I don't know, again, on the piano how hard this is, but I would love a different color when you go ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, that figure. So every now and then, again, as a flutist, I'm so in touch with trying to get different colors on an instrument. And sometimes I felt like you could have explored that more. And even when you have these big jumps, it's so impressive. It's so impressive you're playing. But I feel like you can take more time. And then other times you can move more. I feel like you can even push the boundaries more because this music is so bubbling all the time and all the weaving in and out. And so I encourage you to, again, even though you feel like you're doing a lot, it's not about always doing more, but it's sometimes doing less in places so that when it's more, it feels more grand. So it's the coming down places that I could use a little more of. But you're a terrific pianist and you have such musicality in you, and I have no doubts that you're going to just do wonderfully well. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jason, and thank you, judges, for wonderful comments and for perspective where Jason can continue to grow and explore.
And now we are here, we're finally at our final contestant. Our final contestant of the final session of the semi-finals. And
we're reaching the bottom of the list, the last but not the least.
Absolutely not.
We're moving on.
Yes, we have a young cellist joining us now, Mira Kardan.
Welcome on stage, Mira.
Welcome to Sound Espressivo.
Looking forward to hearing you.
Bravo.
Oh, wow. What a treat at the end of a long, long session, very long day. What a wonderful way to conclude this session. But to the judges.
Yeah, stunning. Really, really stunning. I know that all of the judges were really impressed so much. I think that, you have the whole package. All of the technical things are fine, totally under control, beautiful. So then we don't worry about it. Then we were watching to see what story you're telling us, what you're communicating with the music. And so that's really something very special. So your technique is in service of a beautiful, beautiful musical idea and personality. So congratulations with that. I have very small things that maybe you might want to think about. So as you get higher with the left hand, you might want to think about your contact point moving closer to the bridge. Sometimes I felt like maybe your contact point wasn't exactly where it should be in terms of where your left hand was and in terms of what you wanted to do with the sound. Sometimes it's just skating back and forth just a little bit. But again, I'm being very, very picky just because I think, there's a few things to maybe think about. Also think about when you come to the tip, it doesn't always have to be quieter, right? So, and when you come to the frog, it doesn't always have to be louder. So just think about exactly where, like Kelly was saying earlier in the night, the sound comes from here. Don't let where you are in the bow determine that, right? So when you have those very long notes at the beginning of the Haydn, they don't necessarily have to fade away when you get to the tip and then get louder as you come back into the frog. If you make that choice, then that's fine. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then, yeah, just, if a few times when you have triplets in the Haydn, really make that contrast of the triplets with the duples that have come before, right? You really spread them out across the beat and make them have a totally different character. A couple times I felt like you could have a little bit more of a classical sense of phrasing, of building the little phrases together. But, I'm picking at straws here. With the Rachmaninoff, I felt it was extremely beautiful. I wanted it to be, because of how you played the Haydn, I wanted it to be more personal, even. I wanted you to really take us to some place that was unique to you. So I would challenge you to go even a little bit deeper with that. And when you have passage work, find the mystery and find the meaning in the passage work, all the technical things. You play them beautifully, it's fine, but then the challenge then is the stuff that sounds like it's kind of noodly. Like how does that contribute to the story? What's the emotion of that? And that's, I think, the mark of a great artist. So again, these are very small things. I really feel like you have the total package, and I'm sure that you're going to get other great comments, but I was just really swept away. Congratulations. Very, very beautiful.
Yeah, I wanted to speak, even though just three of the judges were speaking, because I just wanted to tell you how beautiful I thought you played. It was really, again, I was swept away by your music making and your ability with your technique to rise above the technique and move us all. So I wanted to say that, and two very small comments and very quick comments, because I play in an orchestra where a lot of us play period instruments. You might consider listening to some of the old, like the actual people who play on period instruments for the time of the Haydn, just to get another sound, possible world that you could enter to sound a little more classical. Every now and then the vibrato and your just the way you went through your scale passages, that you had time to make the shifts, you had time to have a brushier stroke. It's just a sound world. And again, I am also picking at straws because you're so great, but just because I think you could enter another sound world, even another level in the Haydn, and same with the Rachmaninoff. But just I'll go away now and just say congratulations, wonderful playing.
I am so impressed of you playing, of your instrument, how it sounds, and how you feel this music, and how you bring this soul of your instrument to us. I'm really impressed, and I think that you are a total package. Then everything you have your instrument with your soul, and you bring it to us. Thank you so much. Congratulations, brava.
Congratulations, Mira, on a wonderful performance. It was so engaging, very passionate, very focused, very musical, of course. I have actually a couple of technical comments that I think would help move you to the next level. I actually felt in the Haydn that your right hand is heavy-handed. I think you can lighten your stroke a lot, especially the passage that begins the C major scale after the whole da 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 bum 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 bum, and all of those scalar passages. I found them to be a little heavy-handed in the bow. So I think you can lighten it up. And as Peter was saying, don't let the bow determine how you play it. It's heavier at the frog, it's lighter at the tip. Don't necessarily just play heavier at the frog, and don't necessarily play lighter at the tip, but play the sound that you determined that it should be. And I think it could be a little lighter. And also, your lyricism of the bow is so beautiful in both the Haydn and the Rachmaninoff. But I feel like your vibrato is not at the level of your playing, at the rest of your playing. So I think to really, really bring your playing to life, I would love to feel that your vibrato develops more depth, so that beautiful cello sound that you have in your soul will actually come through fully to us in our ears, because your playing is so communicative and it's so engaging and so focused and so passionate. Those are two things that I would look to get to the next level with. But I so thoroughly enjoyed your performance. Congratulations.
Mira, thank you so much. You're playing just about my favourite instrument, and I'm extremely fond of the Haydn. I was absolutely blown away by your performance, and I ended session, our second session today, and I had to scamper off because we overran, and we ended session 2 with a completely masterful performance that we were all very moved by, and I think you've done it for us again. We finished this session with, I think you've played so wonderfully. You absolutely you understand the soul of the cello, and I think you all know what we mean by that. It's such a beautiful instrument. It's such a beautiful instrument, and I just felt that come out in your playing. What a wonderful way to end our semi-finals. Absolutely tremendous.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Mira, for stepping on the stage of the Sound Espressiva competition. This was a great treat, and cello can be one of the most intimate and powerful emotional instrument, but it's also one of the very difficult instruments to master. So I would like to herald the work you put in there, and keeping up with developing that sound and that connection with an instrument which you have. This was just marvelous.
Absolutely, yes.
What a wonderful way to end the semifinals on such a high note. And the judges will be moving to the judges' deliberation room. And this was a very long and very full session. So I hope the judges still have stamina, because they will be deliberating and deciding on the contestants who will be moving to the finals. And,
3 hours, 20 minutes on this session, Anna.
It's almost it's almost double of what we planned on, but that was the idea, to allow the contestants express themselves fully and not restrict their performance by any limitation of time or repertoire choice. And I think we accomplished it. And I really want to express gratitude to the judges who committed to doing that, and stayed alert and stayed fully engaged and provided extraordinary helpful comments to the contestants, and with being so trusting in the contestants' ability and maturity to take those comments and empower themselves. by those comments to go forward and develop further. So this we're at the end of the long 3-day marathon, Margaret.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I feel as though I'm growing into this chair. I really do. I mean, you must feel the same. We spent hours upon it, but it's been a tremendous journey. It's been so rewarding, because yes, when you know, in 3 months' time, I will have forgotten the fact that my hips are aching because I've moved, but I will remember the performances, and that's the way it should be. I will remember tremendous moments like listening to Mira play so beautifully, and so many of the other contestants.
Oh yeah, we had a wealth of talent and love for music and interesting repertoire, and the whole array of different instruments and voice, and really spectacular performances. I don't know how judges make their decision. I'm glad I'm not part of the judges panel. Really, because I think everyone deserved to be in the finals, but everyone can't be in the finals, and that's just like such an impossible task. Yes. So we'll talk a little bit about the finals, which are coming next weekend. And everybody is waiting, of course, for the results. And the panel of judges for this last session just moved to the judges' room, and they will deliberate and they'll deliver the results. So we'll be jumping again through the virtual hallways of universe to the next broadcast, which is already going. By the way, it's just waiting for the results to appear magically on our screens, and then we'll be able to deliver them.
That's right. Can I just say, we just had a comment below saying, I don't want this to end. It's been wonderful. And part of me absolutely agrees. Part of me, I don't want this to end. And part of me saying, yes, but it's 2:30 in the morning for me. And that's the only thing, that's the only reason I'm thinking, yes. I don't think I could take any more. I mean, I'm at maximum fabulous music saturation. I really am.
Exactly. Well, we are just waiting for the results at this point, because we would like to still announce them. And I have a hard time reading the screen, so I'm going to apologize in advance for potentially misreading the names. I really don't want to misread.
I think I'm going blind. It's just between. Oh gosh!
I would like not to misread the names, but I'm afraid I might. And after we receive all the results, tomorrow we'll be posting the results from all 3 days on the Sound Espressiva website, and then our team will be working hard on developing the schedule for next weekend finals, and we will be distributing those schedules as soon as we can put them together. But please give us a couple of days working on it so we make fewer mistakes.
Yes, but you were going to the finals, so here we are. I actually think Beethoven's looking a bit more cheerful. Wrong shoulder. It's always the wrong way round. But he's definitely cheered up a bit.
Well, his birthday is about to come. Anticipation of birthday gifts. He's going to get a lot of gifts. And
not
one of
from me, he's not. I might polish him. I usually put different hats on him. People come in, I mean, just he had when I first set him up, I had a face mask on him because we used him in an image to promote one of the first live music festivals that ran after COVID. And we had him in the picture for our Instagram with a face mask on.
That's really good.
Oh, that was pretty good.
But the whole world is going to bring some birthday gifts to Beethoven, and in celebration of his music and his legacy. So will virtual concert halls. That's the power, the technology, and the production behind Sound Espressiva competition. The virtual concert halls will be adding our own offering to the world celebration of great Beethoven on December 16th. We'll be broadcasting another marathon, Margaret, a 12-hour marathon in honor of Beethoven, in honor of 32 sonatas he created, and there will be many composers from many different countries who created pieces in dedication to the celebration. They'll be joining the continuous 12-hour marathon broadcast, and the whole project is created by a fabulous pianist, Yael Weiss, who's going to be leading this journey through
how fabulous.
32 Beethoven
I do. One of the things I'm most angry about with COVID is that it fell over the Beethoven celebrations, and there were so many fabulous things planned.
Yeah.
Because I do absolutely adore Beethoven, and it's like, but there's something, I'm going to send you a picture, because this time last year, when we were kind of leading into the Beethoven, Hull Chamber Music had a wonderful quartet came, and they played Beethoven, and it was Halloween, and I carved a Beethoven pumpkin, and I did it pretty much freehand, and it was very, very good. It was and we had it. I did a big pumpkin with a bass clef on it, because I'm a bass player, and we had the Beethoven pumpkin, and everybody who came in saw my pumpkins, and they were, because it's not a big thing in the UK the way it is in the US, and everyone was so blown away that we actually put them on the stage. So my Beethoven pumpkin, my bass clef, so the quartet played with the pumpkins. But I'll send you the picture. You will be impressed.
I'm sure.
You may not have been impressed with my skills so far, but when you see my Beethoven pumpkin.
And the bass clef.
The bass clef, yeah, but that was quite easy. It was very handsome. But Beethoven was tricky.
I would imagine, of course. Yeah, please send me the picture. I'd love to see that. That's a great tribute. I'm sure Beethoven had a great sense of humor. He would love to see his face on the pumpkin.
I'll try and find it. I don't know if there's any way to get it on screen. I'm going to try and send it to you. So we can share it, yeah. I'll have a look,
absolutely.
While you explain the finals, what's happening with the finals?
Well, in the finals, so through the process of nominations round, which is the semifinals, contestants were nominated into the finals, into their respective categories, and the process was quite involved, because contestants were offered an opportunity to choose which categories they believed their artistry fit best, and suggest those to the judges. However, the judges, of course, looked at the categories which were in front of them, but they could also choose a category which was not part of the list. So that was an interesting process to identify where each contestant could potentially shine the most. So in the finals, contestants come on stage representing one of the categories as an artistic direction. Of course, music is much more than one category or another. It's kind of silly to categorize the entire music into any kind of boxes, but still there are composers which worked more on a grand scale, on a virtuosic scale, and there are composers who focused more in a lyrical or miniature style and genres. So are the artists, the performers. For some performers, Fifth Beethoven Concerto is their own realm, while for others, for instance, Chopin mazurkas are the most the best material to express themselves. So we were offering young artists to think in that direction, and to find their own voice at that stage, wherever they are at the moment. And so they will be representing that category and competing for the prizes offered by the Sound Espressiva partners, companies which are sponsoring the prizes. There are many prizes offered, and we would probably put them in three categories. I hate to use the word category again, but some are more geared towards educational and development. Some more towards supporting the representation of the artists, like graphic portraits of expression of the musicians, or a website, which would be like a story of the musician or the artist or the musician expressed in the form of website. And there are some more career development prizes which invite musicians on various stages. Some are virtual stages, and some are physical stages. Give the opportunity to perform in different places with the orchestra, or for instance, the Chopin Society of Malaysia will be offering a performance in Malaysia, that's just one of them. There are also opportunities to participate in festivals in the 2021. Hopefully those festivals will by then be able to open their doors for in-person participation with full scholarships. So the companies are offering those prizes, so we'll have representatives of those organizations and companies also watching the finals and offering those prizes to the finalists, which is kind of very exciting. That's what the finals are going to be about. And we as a provider of the stage are going to again be working with every contestant, to fine-tuning the microphones and making sure the sound comes through, the picture represents the beautiful backgrounds and the beautiful settings which contestants put together. So that's what Virtual Concert Halls is going to be providing for the Sound Specific competition again. And
I think now's a good time for us to thank our technical team over the semi-finals. We're complaining about, having to pay. They have not stopped. They can't. They absolutely cannot stop, and they've been tremendous. We've had, inevitably, there've been some technical problems. Some contestants' sound has not. We've had to stop them because it's not been all it might be, because we're not going to let people play unless they can really get the, we can hear them with the best sound quality.
But amazingly enough, we were able to bring them back with spectacularly clear sound, and that
they've sorted it
really,
every time.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Every time.
So, a big shout out. So fantastic shout out to all you guys in the back room. You've been tremendous. You've been absolutely tremendous. You really have, for everybody, judges, contestants, for us. Whatever's come up, you've sorted it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And
Absolutely,
I also want to thank the team for making sure that we have orderly and calm progression from multiple green rooms through all those channels which the team had created for contestants to be able to move from one virtual space to another virtual space through stages of preparation. There is just like in any concert hall, think of it as a Carnegie Hall. What you see as a visitor of the Carnegie Hall is just one part of the building, right? There's a lot behind, and it needs to all work in a great coordination. So the Virtual Concert Halls team recreated that essentially in the virtual space, with the ability to place musicians in their own green rooms and to help them with all the preparations they needed. And then I remember first time performing in the Carnegie Hall, they told me go there, and I got lost. Because I had to take one whole way to the left or whatever to the right, and I took the opposite direction, and I ended up in some room which looked like a technical room, and I forgot how to get out, so they had to fish me out.
I really love this. Yeah, I love this idea of virtual space. I have no idea where I am. Obviously I know where I'm sitting, but I'm looking at myself on the computer going, that's not me here. It's very kind of surreal. I think it's fabulous. It's very mind-bending. It's very sort of, and how is Schrödinger's cat today?
Absolutely. And just to think of it, that we had in this, what seems just like a screen picture, but it's really not anymore, because all the pictures which we see, they're actual people. And that really inspires me a lot, that we're able to step completely beyond the television, beyond the motion picture, into the reality of it. And we had contestants connect to us from every part of the world, and it was just extraordinary to just imagine. Here's a musician, a young musician, performing right in front of us, and surrounded by the judges and the technical support team, and this is all real people effort. Yet that person is living in Monday. It's not even Sunday there anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's already Monday for me, my dear. And has been for some time. But that's okay, because today's a work day, so that's... you keep me up as long as you like.
Work day doesn't count as a busy day at all. Well, I got a work day too. I have a studio of students to teach today. Well, it's tomorrow for me still. So I can still relax and have a cup of tea tonight. I think we'll be looking forward to the results, and maybe, Margaret, you and I can take a quick break.
Yes.
Let's take a quick break.
Are we allowed? Are they going to let us go?
I haven't heard a no.
No?
And,
okay.
So
a quick
I'm going
break
to just
would be very welcome.
Yeah, I'm just going to follow what's not forbidden is allowed.
Yes, that's how the British Constitution works. So.
Okay, and we get a
and
note
then we're going to
from-
come, and then we'll return and with the results, and it'll be very soon.
Exactly. We will go to the broadcast, which is going, where we are supposed to present the results, and will magically appear in that space. Margaret, do you have the link to that, please?
Maybe I think I do. Is it the same link for this? If not, I'm sure our backroom team will have sent it in the chat. That's fine. Check your phone. I've sent you the pumpkins.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to check that.
I want you to...
With that, we would like to thank everyone who...
Thank you all so much.
Oh, yeah. Thank you all so much. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, contestants. Thank you, the schools, which provided spaces and tech support on the ground. Thank you, the tech team. And thank you, the humanity, for inventing internet.
Absolutely.
Of all things, this is a phenomenal invention for musicians, because we are all about communication and connection.
British. Berners-Lee, actually.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for thinking of this.
And for also
crazy idea.
insisting that it should be publicly available, that it should not be a private commercial enterprise. Good.
Thank you for doing that.
Yes.
This is wonderful invention. I'm glad we can rely on it at this time and day during the pandemic, because that really helps.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, just to think how we would have coped if we hadn't had this connectivity.
We would have coped. 100 years ago, people did cope with another pandemic, and we would have coped. But this is a much better way to cope.
Yeah, it is.
Allows for a lot more opportunities.
Yeah.
Thank you all, and see you in some
on the other side.
On the other side.
Very
and of
soon.
course, see you all next weekend in the finals.
Very much. Okay. See
Bye
you all
now.
soon.